So far we have finished creating the code until the landing screen is displayed. Now let's see what happens when you click the Take Quiz button on the landing screen. First, the Quiz PG screen should be displayed. Also, the score in the score label on the PG screen needs to be displayed as 0. I click on UI controls and drag an on-event code block to where the previous code ended. As the ID, the name of the button is given as DTN quiz and here click is given. Click UI controls again and drag a set screen code block like this. From here, select Quiz PG. Once again, let's drag a set text code block under UI controls here. Let's choose the name of the label from here. I choose score. The value that needs to be given as the text of this label should be given in front of that. Let's type 0 here. Next, a question needs to be displayed in this question label. Also, 2 answers need to be displayed for option A and option B. Let's create a function for that. I drag a function myFunction code block under functions away from the onEvent code block. Let's give the name of the function as makeQuestion. So far we have created a table including the questions and the answers that can be given as option A and option B. Here, let's read and display the records in that table. We use the index variable to find out which question that is. At the beginning, the value of the index variable was taken as 0. There are 8 questions in this table. Therefore, let's create a condition that display a question called index less than or equal to 7. I click Ctrl and drag an if code block here. For the condition, let's drag a code block with a less than or equal sign under math. Index is given here and 7 is given here. Now, I drag a set text code block from the UI control section to display a question in the question label. Let's click on this arrow and select the name of the label as question. A question in a record between 0 and 7 in the quiz table needs to be displayed here. So here it should be given as records box bracket index question. But since there is no code block for that, we have to type and create this section. I click on show text. We were creating the 48th row. I type here as records box bracket index dot question. Now again, let's click on show blocks. Next, let's give 2 answers for option A and option B. As before, option A should be given as one answer and option B should be given as another answer in the record with this index number. Let's click UI controls and drag a set text code block here. From here, the desired label to give the text is selected. I give option A. In front of that, it needs to be given as record box bracket index dot option A. For that, click on show text and type here as records box bracket index dot option A. Now, let's click on show blocks again. In the same way, it needs to be given an option B as well. For that, I click UI controls and drag a set text code block here. From here, select the desired label to give the text. I gave option B. In front of that, we need to give as records box bracket dot option B. For that, click on show text and type here as records box bracket index dot option B. Now again, let's click on show block. Okay. Next, let's assign the correct answer for this question in the record answer variable. We have entered the correct answer in the table to the answer column. I click variables and drag a x equal code block here. Let's give the name of the variable as record answer. Click on show text again and on the right side with the equal sign, it is given as record box bracket dot answer. Now again, let's click on show blocks. Next, the 2 radio buttons in front of option A and option B need to be unchecked. When the question is displayed, these radio buttons need to be unchecked. For that, let's drag a set property, ID property, value code block in the UI control section here. Option A or B is given for ID. Let's give checked here and choose false from here. Again like this. Click on the UI controls and drag another set property, ID, property, value, code block here. Option B or B is given for ID. Checked is given here and false is selected here. Now let's call this function in the onEvent btn quiz click code block. Let's drag a myFunction code block under functions into this onEvent btn quiz click code block and give the name of the function as makeQuestion. Let's click the run button and see now. First, the superhero screen is displayed. I click the become a superhero button now. Now the register screen is displayed. Here the name of the superhero is given as Raj. Superhero ID is given as Raj123 and password as 123 and for gender boy is selected. Now let's click the register button. Now again the superhero screen is displayed. Here the data we provided for the superhero ID and the password are entered automatically. Now let's click the login button and go to the landing screen. Here along with the superhero name we have given, Welcome Raj is displayed. I click the Take Quiz button now. The first question we gave in the table is displayed here. The two answers we gave as option A and option B are displayed below. Okay. Now let's click the reset button again and create the rest of the code.